What's up, party people? This is Chad on day number, who the fuck knows, of our quarantine. They've had us boxed in for like 9 months now, and every time they extend the quarantine another 2 weeks, we have to change our plans. So right now I think we're on plan J or something. That said, we're doing our best to keep our spirits up, and believe it or not, these videos actually help us a lot. So if you've watched a couple of these videos and you like them and you haven't already done so, please subscribe and give us a like. Believe it or not, that actually helps with the YouTube analytics, and that would help us out a lot. So as things stand right now, Argentina is off the table, Tierra del Fuego is off the table, and the plan right now is to try to take advantage of some of these good weather windows that we have and push past the accessible roads in the province. Try to get past some of those estancia gates that have been locked. Back in the US, we have the benefit of public lands, Forest Service, BLM, what have you. But down here in Chile, specifically in Magallanes, that just doesn't really exist. Most of the land down here is owned by these estancias, which are essentially just giant ranches that are thousands, if not tens of thousands of acres. But despite the fact that this land is privately owned, it's still kind of the wild, wild west down here. So these estancias are generally accessible, but with the pandemic, everybody's been locking their gates. So we've reached out to a few of our friends that know people that work on or maybe even own these estancias to see if they'd be so kind to unlock the gates for us and let us do a little bit of exploring. That's kind of our focus moving forward. Get past the public roads, past the estancia gates, and start to explore some of these lesser known corners of Patagonia that are essentially still wilderness. So we've got some decent weather the next couple days. We've also got a good friend who's out towards the park doing some filming for one of his wildlife documentaries. It just so happens that he forgot a piece of equipment here in town. So we're going to use that as an excuse to saddle up on the Pony Express, deliver that equipment for him, and do a little bit of exploring and filming along the way. So yeah, that's the plan. Easy peasy. I'll shut up and let's get to riding.
Despite being just off the main highway, the 26-kilometer road to Estancia Lazo is seldom driven. We had explored the road once before in the dead of winter, and Chad was anxious to ride back to the Estancia once the snow melted. The picturesque ride along the shores of Lago Sarmiento with its herds of guanaco has quickly become one of our favorite side trips. But the clock was running. We still had a few stops to make before finding Diego and delivering his camera equipment. Not to mention, windless days here are rare, and I was anxious to practice flying the drone.
Yeah, but are we supposed to be here?
Yeah. It's a public road. It's just the Estancia. Say hi, Rose. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
They're welcoming you.
You sweet cow. They know that I'm their friend.
I think they're all looking at us. So I assume they're all talking to us. There go the sheep.
I think that they know that you eat hamburgers.
Is that what it is? They know I'm a meat eater?
Yeah. I think I get the pass.
It really echoes through this entire valley. It's amazingly noisy. It's a hell of a burglar alarm. Damn. They're literally all staring at us and making that noise. Good job.
And of course, we used this opportunity to place our first official sticker at a popular stop at the Argentinian border crossing.
Funny because, hey brother, the guys just get on top of her,
Yeah.
in the middle of the herd, and all the young and the other females start like getting involved and sniffing around and getting in between. So it's like an orgy, man.
Yeah. That's the problem with having kids, man. Every time you try to have a little private time, man, the kids are always butting their heads in. Look at this guy. She never thinks about it. I think she likes, did you see her laugh when you burnt your tongue? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, as soon as you burnt your tongue, she starts laughing because I always do the same thing. She thinks, look at her. She thinks it's hilarious. She can barely stand up.
We found Diego just as he was wrapping up his morning session. After catching up and almost melting his face off his skull with some of my molten coffee, Chad had one more stop he wanted to make. On our way home, Chad surprised me with what ended up being my favorite waterfall of all time. Situated with the towers as a backdrop, Cascada Rio Paine is located just off the popular loop through the park and often overlooked as a result. Despite having the place to ourselves, the relentless mosquitoes and looming 8 p.m. curfew required a hasty retreat. It was a good day of riding. Not only did we get to check another road off the list, but we were also able to do a bit of reconnaissance for our next ride, past the Estancia gates.